So is Poshmark just kind of killing itself from the inside? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Holland here from where the helicopter bear meets the Papa Bear. It's the Helicopter Bear, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are going to talk about what is going on with the Poshmark algorithm, what's going on with sales, and all of that. But before we start that, if you're new here, hit the like, subscribe, bell icon. I am giving away these. These are Air Jordan Retro 5s. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. And once I hit 500 subscribers, we're going to give those away. But video is going to be a lot different. This time, we are actually going to talk about more or less Poshmark news and what is going on. I kind of sort of rarely do this because I usually on this channel just want to stick with ways to help us out. But over the past few weeks, if you haven't noticed, the algorithm and sales and stuff has changed. People are getting really huge spikes of sales. A lot of people, including me, have dipped really bad in sales. And you know, a lot of us have wondered what's going on. Well, guys, I'm gonna give y'all the scoop. And what I mean by that is, you know, this is a disclaimer. The source, let's say it's not a verified source. It's sort of like someone who says they have an insider into Poshmark and they made a post, and it sort of has set the Poshmark community ablaze. And I'm gonna go through that, so you know, take this with a grain of salt. The only thing is, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So we're gonna go through this, and this information on what's going on with Poshmark at HQ and everything comes from Posher called Tell Your Friends Sportswear on Instagram, and they posted this on April 9th. And reading through it makes a lot of sense. So I'm gonna go through it, and then I'm gonna talk about it and kind of sort of, you know, in my words, explain what's going on, and we can figure this out together. So it goes, the old Poshmark is gone. All the changes have to do with the IPO, nothing to do with the sellers. The changes at Poshmark are about pleading with investors to keep the ball rolling. Our 20% is kind of meaningless. And before I keep on going on about this, is basically, if you didn't know, Poshmark actually went public. So now they're a publicly traded company, and that means they have investors. And if you have investors, you have to please investors. So let's go. 20% is kind of meaningless to them at this point. I think that is what nobody's understanding. Yes, income is likely still the largest part of their budget, but it won't be for long. Since the IPO, the stock has tanked. The stock opened at an initial public offering of around $44 and is now worth barely $12 a share. Poshmark has to show additional revenue streams to investors. How do they do this? Where is the value in Poshmark? The value is in data. For the same reason Nike and Amazon are looking at purchasing Peloton, they don't want to be in the fitness industry. They want the subscriber base and all too valuable data. There's a good chance Poshmark is selling our data. This will bring in way more than 20% status quo. Why create the ambassador 2 status? Y'all know how much I love this ambassador. Any ambassador status on Poshmark, it's useless. I thought it was useless till this. Why create the ambassador 2 status? This is actually an easy way for Poshmark to segregate the top sellers for the purpose of selling accurate data. As top sellers, we're not new users being acquired by the platform. By prioritizing newer closets and smaller closets, they can provide accurate data of a real shopper to those companies which are purchasing data. They can also show investors the true cost of a new user. Makes sense? Furthermore, Poshmark stopped paying Google to advertise under the shopping feed for SEO. They didn't stop entirely, but this entire, they've reduced it a lot, drastically. This is a way for Poshmark to save a ton of money and show more revenue. It is also an indicator that they're hurting for money. Advertising on TikTok and Instagram is much cheaper and aids in the acquisition of Gen Z shoppers and sellers. The user's Depop has already secured. Manish spoke a ton about this in the earnings call a couple of weeks ago. Manish is I think the CEO of Poshmark. The acquisition cost of a new user is important to investors. The advertising direction has changed as well. Poshmark is advertising as a way to clean out your closet. If y'all been paying attention, Poshmark has kind of shifted their advertising to this. Thus, not directing their ad towards supporting the full or part-time reseller, but instead towards acquiring new customers who are likely to create an account and give up their data. For reference, Facebook makes about $70 off sales of data from every new user. Poshmark is making moves to prioritize non-reselling closets. Does it suck? Yes, it does. It makes sense that this would happen after a Q1 earnings call. There's a lot of pressure on Poshmark to produce revenue and show growth. With a board in place, Poshmark has a master plan to keep their head above the water and avoid bankruptcy. Has the algorithm changed? A little bit. The biggest change in our sales is likely the loss of Google searches, which translate to sales from guest buyers and existing users alike. Any level of engagement will boost the algorithm, comments, offers, counter offers, even declining offers. Changing your titles will probably not help you in the long run. Branded, I'm going to talk about that later. Branded closets are probably being boosted in the search as part of an agreement to sell on the platform. Clearly, our sales are coming in batches, so if you can afford to accept the first sale of the day, do it, because similar to eBay, sales equal more sales in new algorithm, and then some other stuff. So basically, what it's saying is, now that Poshmark has gone public, they have investors. And with investors, they have a responsibility to show growth to those investors. And even though, they take 20% off of us on each and every sale, that might not be enough to show growth, especially since the stock kind of tanked. But I mean, the stock market is kind of, it goes in and out. But to stay above water, what they're kind of gearing towards is data, selling our data. And for the part-time or full-time reseller, they already have our data, and it's kind of like, yeah, we need new ones. So let's kind of appease to the newer audience and stuff. Let's switch up the algorithm to kind of promote these newer people so we can get their data and sell it. Which, sucks for us full-time and, part-time resellers and stuff. And I don't know about y'all, but I saw a drastic switch in my sales in the past, few weeks and stuff. They do come in batches, and it kind of sucks. So what am I doing to kind of counter this? I'll tell you what other people are doing first, and then what I'm probably gonna do. So I've seen people, as it says, some people have started switching their names on their items. So instead of going into details on names, instead of being like brown and white, Crocs for men, size whatever, they just put like Crocs for men. And the reason being that is because if you're trying to emulate a newer user might not know to go super in depth with their titles. So what some of these other resellers are doing, they're like, okay, well, switch up their titles. And some of them have started to find success on that. The only reason I'm worried about doing that is if I start switching all of my titles, what happens if Poshmark decides, because right now the algorithms and stuff, they're going crazy. They're like constantly changing. What if they decide to change that? And then I put all of that work into doing that. So I'm more or less like I sit back and watch, I speculate, I see what's going on, then I make a plan. Another thing users have started to do, which this is something that I might do, is they've started creating like a second Poshmark account, like a newer Poshmark account, and just starting to migrate their inventory into that one. It's a lot of work, but you know, for now, I think that might be the best way to try and counteract this if they're trying to get new users. With me and my fiance, we even thought about, you know, starting her a new Poshmark account, and you know, I think I'm gonna start it this week, and I was, you know, tell y'all how it works out and everything like that. But a third thing that I've kind of like heard is a bunch of the bigger, you know, poshers who've gotten hit have decided maybe we should go on strike. And, you know, if we do that, then Poshmark is actually going to have to be like, we have to appease them. And also with the, as I said, this is all, you know, from a source who has a source. But it also makes sense, including that new Posher Ambassador 2, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, because I was like, Posher Ambassador 1 didn't do anything. But if they made that to show like, hey, let's separate like the more experienced Poshers from the newer Poshers, because to get to that second status, you need to do this, this, and this. Luckily, I don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to it. But yes. So guys, on this one, this video was me just giving information. I don't necessarily have answers and stuff for this. I'm still going to do the same thing I usually do, because as I said, this is sort of out of our hands as sellers, because it's not really, hey, your sales are sucking because of you. It's more like, hey, your sales are sucking because, you know, the algorithm. So guys, I hope this helped. I hope this gave y'all some information. I'm still gonna be doing what I usually do, all the things that I do, because what happens is, if, you know, Poshmark decides to revamp, you know, if Poshmark, whatever it's doing with this algorithm, the stuff that I've been doing, you know, has been working. So I'm still going to continue that, but I'm still going to be making videos on helping y'all and stuff like that, because hopefully this is just a bump in the road. But remember, guys, as I always say, always never put all your eggs in one basket. Never put all your eggs in the Poshmark basket. Just like MySpace, it could come, it could go. Diversify. But guys, sorry about the video. I hope y'all have a good one. Till the next one, hit that like, subscribe if you like this. In the comments, guys, actually, I'm opening up the comments. Let's talk about this. Let's, you know, I want to know what y'all's experience has been for the past few weeks, and maybe we can like formulate a plan together. All right, guys, later.